quorum. I think the first order of business is to approve the minutes from our last meeting. As you recall, we had two parts to that meeting on May 21st. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And a second? I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. It carries. Okay, investment policy review. Ernesto, would you like to give us an introduction, and then we'll talk to
Certainly,
folks from Cambridge?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the subcommittee on investments. This will be our first opportunity to hear from our new investment consultants, Cambridge Associates. In a minute, I'll have Barry Kaufman introduce them. This is our first opportunity to hear from them and to get an overview of our investment policy, which is the first step in the overhaul of our portfolio. There'll be other opportunities on October 20th to follow up on the actions of this meeting. But the primary objective is to review the current state of the portfolio, the observations from our new consultants, and a set of recommendations on an asset allocation policy. So with that said, let's just move right into it. And Barry, can you add to any of that? And would you please introduce our two consultants? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chairman, that as they proceed with their presentations, we'll be going into executive session in order for their presentation to, this is pursuant to our contract with Cambridge Associates, and to the extent that we decide to take any action, we'll come back into public session and either adopt or not any of the recommendations, assuming there may be some.
If there are recommendations.
If there are recommendations.
Right. Okay.
So why don't we first introduce the subject matter, Barry, introduce our two consultants, and then we'll go into executive session.
Thanks, Ernesto. We'll be hearing from Cambridge Associates, and you know we struck a contract with them last spring. We finally finished negotiating the contract in the early summer to provide investment consulting services. They have been working closely with Janet Crone. You all know Janet, who joined us last spring as the university's chief investment officer, and have been looking at a number of the data that we have been providing them in order to come up with some recommendations and at least to provide some review of the university's portfolio and perhaps where it might go. Let me introduce at this time the two consultants from Cambridge, and I think that you had a chance to meet one of them at the meeting in the spring. Mark Fowler is I guess, the senior consultant on this, or is that?
I've been here for 15 years, so
I guess in terms of years.
Senior guy.
Mark, as he indicated, has been with Cambridge for 15 years and is working now with Thomas Schmidt-Jepson, who is, I think everyone had a chance to meet at the meeting that we had this past spring. So let me just turn it over to Mark and to Thomas and ask them to get started.
Yes. Okay.
We'll go into executive session at this point.
Need a motion.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I so move that we go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're in executive session.